Hello YouTube and welcome back to the PIDA Kanto Weekly Show. Now, it has been a good while since a video was up on this channel. This is because I've been away back at home, grinding out master's degrees, having a job to pay to live in this goddamn flat, and just to keep trucking on. So I've been busy this last month or so. So the last video that went up was, I think, random Steam game. And this week, if you're here for PIDA content, you are in good hands, my friend, because this week there's not going to be one, there's not going to be two, there's not going to be three, there's not going to be four, there's going to be 5 PIDA videos this week. 5 weekly shows and one of my games, because the stats don't lie. You people love these Kanto weekly shows, so I'm just going to try and catch up, because as of recording this, we are in week 14, heading into week 15, football the playoffs. So this week we're going to do week 9, week 10, week 11, week 12, and next week we'll do 13, 14, and 15, hopefully, fingers crossed. So we've caught up by then. So let's dive back into this, and we'll go into our first week. We're going to cover is week number 9. Now, this was done, as you can probably tell, we're in week 14 now. This was done like 5-6 weeks ago. I do not remember any of these games, so my knowledge of these might be a little bit off. I've obviously got my notes here, but they're not into full detail because I've had to do like 4 in like a day, so they're not as in-depth as usual. But hey ho. Well, the first up, we need to talk about 2 trades that happened in week 9, which were just the one trade actually, where the Sinnoh Starlets, coached by Sean Blind Messiah, traded with the Sydney Shamans, coached by Vic, let's call him Vic. Trading Mammoth Swine for his Zygarde. So Sinnoh Stars now have Zygarde 50%, and the Sydney Shamans now have a Mammoth Swine. Now, both traded away ground types. I have Mammoth Swine on my PIDA team. Shout out to Big Mama. Can put in the work, but I know why Zygarde's a better option. In my opinion, out of the two, Zygarde's better because obviously it's in Ubers now because it's busted. And in PIDA, it's like tier 4. It's the PIDA way. That is the PIDA way. So yeah. There's that trade and we're done with. My opinion, Sean got the better deal out of that trade because obviously I know Mammoth was on my team, but as an all-round mon, I prefer Zygarde. But this week we have had 3 games with forfeits. We've had first game went to Green and Guzzlords, coached by Sydney Shamans. They got a 3-0 win because Green and Guzzlords, coached by Dr. Piplup, has been non-responsive in the Discord server. So he's racked up the 3 forfeits you need to be, dropped out of the league. So starting from next week, he's going to be replaced by the Mediterranean Quagseyes, coached by Ixie. So next week, you'll see his first game taken over for the Green and Guzzlord team, coached by Dr. Piplup. Game 2, we have the Hungry Big Boys, coached by Bidoof, my fellow UDL teammate, versus the Pure Pidgeots, coached by JJ. Now, Pure Pidgeots got this 3-0 victory win because Bidoof's been busy and whatnot, so he couldn't do the bell, but it just ended up that way because Hungry Big Boys is memeing, so he's not like doing it seriously, if I want to say, but that's how it is. And another game number 3, we've got the Aura Garchomps versus the Sinnoh Starlets. So both the teams we talked about in the trades picked up forfeits this week. The Aura Garchomps won 3-0 because Sean's busy that week and got logged back, and he said, "I'm sorry, Jake. I'm sorry. I couldn't do this game. You should just give Skitty the win. Just give Skitty the win, and I'll just carry on my rest of the games." I said, "That's what you want. You can still play the game if you want." I said, "No, I can't. I don't have time. Just give Skitty the win." I said, "Okay, champion." So there's 3 games out of the way. So we're back, and we've got like 4. No, we haven't. We've got 5 games to talk about. We only have 5 games. So this episode is going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, shorter than the other ones because they're all an hour roughly, the other videos. But I'm rambling on right now. So let's jump into our first game, our actual first proper game of week number 9, where we have the Black Sea Curums, coached by Zombie, who are pushing at the top of the table, versus the New England Blizzards, coached by Vixen, who are battling in the yellow-ish area. I think they're just like above the orange zone at this point in the stage. I don't know where the positions are, to be quite honest, because as I've said before, this is weeks ago. But the Black City Curums have brought Salazzle, Clefable, Mega Medicham, Tornadus Furion, Kyurem Black, and Xerkictree. Whereas the New England Blizzards have brought Mega Diancie, Scizor, Zoroark, Chansey, Noivern, and Alakazam. Now, as you can see by the chat, I think this is the first week where the New England Blizzards have not brought Victini. Have not brought Z-Celebrate Victini, is nowhere to be seen. Now, I'm shocked by this because obviously he's brought it to the previous 8 weeks. Why he decided to like drop him for this game? So, unless he wants to spice things up a bit, hopefully it works out for him. So, matchups, obviously, Scizor can put in the work against Clefable. He can put in the work against Kyurem Black as well. Zoroark can be annoying because he can pretend to be a Chansey or something. Or the best option for that Zoroark is to hide as Alakazam because... No. Why would he... I don't even know. Going to a Mon that's weak to... I'm just making stuff up right now. I don't know. It's been a long time. I'm sorry if this video's bad. I'll get back in my groove once I get pushing out the videos again. But obviously, Mega Diancie can be a massive, massive problem because Mega Diancie is just a good mon in my LMO. Chansey is just a wall. Noibat, Specs Boomburst, goodbye. Alakazam, it's always been up there in competitive, even without Mega. It's got ridiculously high special attack and speeders anyway, so can put in the work. Salazzle, your boy can potentially poison the Scizor. That's why he brought it. I don't know, but he can just flamethrower it. Just do it that way. Clefable can just, besides the obviously massive wall to the Noivern, Mega Medicham is not the MVP of this whole league so far. Both in Kanto and Johto, it's just MVP. It's just killing everything. So that's the one. That's the one you have to watch out for. Mega Medicham. He's got Tornadus obviously as well. If he can, New England get rocks up, that could be an issue. With Kyurem Black, Tornadus, and Salazzle being weak to rocks. Obviously got Xerkictree as well, which can, if he gets a Tail Glow up or Z Hypnosis up, can potentially sweep. If the Chansey's gone, so Xerkictree can potentially sweep if the Chansey is gone. Let's jump into this first game and see how things turn out. So Zombie leads with Mega Medicham versus a Noivern, so he switches out, predicting the Hurricane or the Dragon type move on the Mega Medicham. So he switches out into Clefable. Noivern goes for the Hurricane, which does solid 41% to the Clefable. Gets the Confusion, turn 1 Confusion, and that's how it goes. So Alakazam comes out as Zombie switch out into his Tornadus. Goes for the Side Shock, does clean 50% to Jupiter. Gets the Citrus Berry off. Alakazam revealed with the Sash. Jupiter goes for Knockoff. Goes for Side Shock, does 55% this time. So Vixen, in the long run, just thought, okay, so I'm just going to do as much damage to this Jupiter as I can with Alakazam, just sack it off because I'm on 1% now, so there's no really point. So he just Side Shocks it, brings it down to like 20%. Out comes Noivern, which outspeeds it and can just click Boom Burst or whatever, or Hurricane again, and knock out this Jupiter. So he goes out into Kyurem Black, predicting a Hurricane, but he goes for U-turn, and U-turns out into his Scizor. Now, obviously he switches out into his Mega Medicham. As he goes for the Bullet Punch, does ridiculous amount of damage. Absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. Bullet Punch, Technician boosted. I don't know if it's Choice Banded or like, it's not Life Orb obviously because it's recovery damage, but Mega Medicham isn't like the frailest thing in the world. It's not the bulkiest, but not the frailest thing. I think it's like face 80 defense or something. So either this is just like Choice Banded or got an item that boosts its attack. That's ridiculous. So sees that and switch down to his Xerkictree, goes to another Bullet Punch. Resisted, does 32%. Out comes to Chansey, predicting probably a special type move, but he goes for double teams on his Xerkictree. Now, I thought the double team days were like gone from PIDA. Apparently not. They're back. PIDA double teams are back. So he gets +2 evasion on his Xerkictree against his Chansey. As he goes for Toxic, lands Toxic, and I'm like, this is why you don't run evasion, because it never works. It just doesn't work ever. I've tried it in PIDA for like 2 or 3 games. It just doesn't work. It's too much of a gamble to go for evasion boosts. It's like, you're just like rolling the dice. It's either going to, champion. Absolutely champion. So evasion's just like, trying to be that guy. It's just evasion spamming and just go, but lands a Toxic with a double team, so eventually going to die. As the Xerkictree goes for Tail Glow, Chansey goes for Wish. As it goes for tail claw again, so it's at +4 special attack. Chansey misses its seismic toss. Target's damage is racking up on his Xurkitree. Chansey goes for protect. As the Xurkitree goes for Thunderbolt, goes down to 8%. Goes for the protect, gets the double protect. Now, this is why you don't run evasion, because A, that double evasion boost, you could just tail glowed. You could have just tail glowed and just clicked Thunderbolt. And this thing would have been dead. But the Chansey landed toxic at +2 evasion, got a double protect, and just shut down that Xurkitree for days. So I'm going to congratulate the Chansey. Chansey did amazing. Did amazing. Not a Blissey, so I can respect Chansey, but I can't respect Blissey. Blissey has done enough to me in the channel. I don't want to see it doing anything good ever again. But anyway, out comes Mega Man Chair versus the Chansey, because I know it can't go for protect. Goes for Drain Punch, just OHKOs it, back up to full health. And that might have been a bad play, because he's probably thinking, oh, he's going to high jump kick me. He's going to high jump kick me. I'm going to die, so I might as well stay in. Drain Punch, all that HP back. Bish bash bosh. Why did he stay in? I'm confused. Why did Chansey stay in? Because if it was at low health, I'd understand. But I've just read it again. It was at full health. Why didn't you just go out into this thing in the first place? Because it resists the fighting type stab. I know it's a Mega Medicham, which resisted. It'll probably do like, what, 40, 50%? And you can just Hurricane next turn because you outspeed it because it's base 100. I don't even know. But, okay, we'll just move on from there. Frisks, obviously got to mention, Mike. Gout comes to Q and Black. This is what you should have done. Misses the Hurricane. I mean, it wouldn't have done that much to Q and Black, I don't think. But it goes down to a Diancie for taking a Dragon type move. Goes for Fusion Bolt. So it's a very good safe play to go. Mega Diancie goes for Diamond Storm, gets a defense boost. As it goes for Fusion Bolt again, the defense move helping so much clutch for the Mega Diancie. Goes for Power Gem. Now, I'm curious to why it went for, because it's got Diamond Storm and Power Gem. I know Diamond Storm can miss. What actually, before we do any, what is the accuracy? Before, never done this before, we're doing research mid-battle. What is Diancie's? What is the, right, Diamond Storm is 95% actually. Power Gem has 100. Why were you that worried to miss a Diamond Storm? That 5% actually to run Power Gem as well? I don't even know. Why did he just pick Power Gem? I know it's got like a 5% chance to miss, but it's 5%. You've got double protect and land an evasion, but toss 2 evasion boosted toxic. I'm just baffled by this game. Bullet Punch. Goodbye Mega Diancie. Even with that, out comes the Noivern. Switches down to his, okay, so Bullet Punch just sacks this thing off. Okay. Sacks off Mega Medicham. I would have just went straight into Clef, but that's just me. As it comes to Zoroark, not even disguised. Goes for Flamethrower, particularly obviously the Sizzle to come in. But Zoroark goes for Sludge Bomb. He lives. Goes for Moonlight, just stalls this thing out. Because Sludge Bomb's only doing 50%. So he goes into Tornadus, predicting a Sludge Bomb, which he does go for. Does about 30%. As it goes for Z, Snatch. +2 speed. Doesn't matter because this thing dies anyway. So there's the Bullet Punch. Take out that. Out comes McLazzle. Bullet Punch does 40%. As it goes for Substitute. And I'm thinking, why don't you just Flamethrower? Maybe Noivern to come and goes to Bullet Punch again. There goes the Flamethrower. Gets a crit. Crit does not matter. It does not matter. Out comes Noivern. Revealing the Poisonium Z. As it goes for Boom Burst. Goodbye. Out comes Treble Clef. As it goes for Boom Burst. Does nothing. Does nothing to this Treble Clef. Does absolutely nothing. And Clefable wins for the Black Sea Curums. Now, Black Sea Curums are smashing in this league. They are up the top there with the Sinnoh Starlets and the Wellington Ho-Ohs as well. They're all pushing up there for the top 3 spots. And obviously, Sinnoh Starlets got a loss this week because of forfeit. So, big boost for the Black Sea Curums this week. As for the other team, New England Blizzard, there were some plays that I didn't agree with, as you probably tell. The Chansey, I don't know why he sacked that off. I honestly do not know why he sacked that Chansey off, because that could have come in handy late game, especially against like the Salazzle. So I don't know about that one. And also with the Power Gem and Diamond Storm on Mega Diancie, I'm just still baffled why it's got. Is Diamond Storm physical? Is that what I'm missing? Is that what I missed? If it's that, I'm very sorry. I'm literally very sorry. If it's physical and special, and I've just been an idiot, I've missed that just now. I'm a freaking idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an actual idiot. I was thinking, why? Why is Diamond Storm like physical? I don't get it. I'm a bad commentator. I didn't even know Diamond Storm's. I thought Diamond Storm was special. I'm such an idiot. I am such a goddamn idiot. Now, I understand it now, because if Clefable was like specially bulky, if it was defensively bulky, you can still hit it with those moves, I'm guessing. If it's run special or physical, you can hit it both sides. I guess that's why he brought it. I'm sorry. I just understood why he brought them both, because I thought Diamond Storm was special. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. But anyway, that's game number 1. Technically game number 4 over and done with. So we move on to game number 5/game number 2, where we have the Sugar Puff City Swirlixers, coached by Skeff, versus the Honolulu Horluchas, coached by Kyle. And their teams are rocking Mega Venusaur, Salamence, Registeel, Primarina, Entei, and Mienshao, versus the Porygon Z, Azumarill, Garchomp, Necrozma, Staraptor, and Mega Aggron. Now, Porygon Z conversion, Omni boosting is a very good set. If Porygon Z got banned past it, it'd been like busted. But Porygon Z can put in the work at +1/+1/+1/+1. You've got Garchomp as well, which, barring the Primarina and the Registeel, I mean, Registeel's weak to Earthquake, but it's a Registeel. It's going to be bulky enough to tank an Earthquake unless you're like Choice Banded or Sword Dance set. And Salamence, obviously, if they're both Choice Scarfed, Salamence outspeeds, I think. Salamence base 100. I think Garchomp. No, Garchomp's faster, because Mega Garchomp is slower, and that's base 95, if I remember correctly. So yeah, if it's a Scarf Salamence and you're like a Life Orb or bulkiest, 50-50 if it's Salamence Garchomp, it's 50-50 depending on the set. And he's got Staraptor as well, which both Mega Venusaur and Mienshao do not appreciate whatsoever. He's got Close Combat as well for the Registeel if need be. He's got Azumarill, which, once again, Mienshao, Entei do not appreciate. Necrozma, bulky boy. He doesn't really have any stab on the Sugar Puff City Swirlix's team that can deal with Necrozma. Because what do you do? Bug and Dark? There's no Dark types, there's no Bug types. So, Necrozma could potentially put in some work this week. And Mega Aggron, as always, Mega Aggron's just like busted. It's ridiculously bulky. It just doesn't die. So Entei needs to be alive to deal with that, and Mienshao, otherwise, just wins. If you don't hit it with Stab Special, Stab Super Effective Special, it doesn't die. That's the only way you can deal with it. If you hit it with Fire, or Fighting, or Ground, that's the only way you can beat it. With an Earth Power, a Flamethrower, or an Aura Sphere. That's the only way you're beating Mega Aggron. And obviously the other way around, Mega Venusaur, barring the Necrozma Staraptor, like I said before, well, pretty much the same really. Primarina just got a decent enough matchup, because obviously it's neutral to Steel, it's neutral to it's immune, I should say, to the Garchomp. So yeah, so let's jump to this game and see how this one turns out. So the Skeffnate lead with Mienshao versus the Garchomp. Garchomp goes straight out into his Necrozma. As it goes for you, turns out, breaking its Prism Scale, but it reveals its weakness policy. And I'm thinking he did not want to reveal that on turn 1. I literally did not think he'd reveal that turn 1. I know he switched out predicting a high jump kick or a fighting type move, but he goes for the U-turn, U-turns out, and he gets the +2/+2, and out comes Salamence. And I'm thinking, okay, Intimidate, okay, that's fine. Goes for the Z move, goes for the Z Supersonic Sky Strike, down there's a Cosmo. And that weakness policy means absolutely nothing. So you have to click the Z move to guarantee it killing, obviously. Maybe you want to save that for later game, for like, I don't know what you could save that for, late game. Why does he be flying? I don't know. Maybe he's predicting something to come which didn't come. But it did the job against the Crosmer. It did the job against the Crosmer. So out comes the Porygon Z. Obviously going to click Ice Beam. So you go down to Registeel. But he goes for the Z Omni Boosting move. And turns it to a Psychic type. Okay. So the Crosmer now Psychic type. Goes for Thunderbolt. Does nothing pretty much to this thing. Goes for Toxic. Down. Gets the Paralysis. Gets to Rocks up as well. So Registeel just switches out into Venusaur and putting another Thunderbolt, obviously. Gets the toxic damage is racking up, goes out back into Registeel. He goes for the Psychic, kills it off, and the Toxic timer is stalling up, so it's doing a good job. Sugar 6 did a good job there dealing with that Porygon Z because Toxic stalled it, switched between Venusaur and Registeel to play the mind games, sacks off to Registeel. News that me and Shao outspeed because obviously Choice Scarf set if it's outspeeding a +1 Porygon Z, and it's a U-turn set, so goes for knockoff on the Porygon Z, knocks it out because it's a Psychic type, and it's like 30%. So it's a good play there by the Sugar 6 Worksters. Out comes the Azumarill. So he switches that into his Venusaur, predicting like probably a Fairy type move, but goes for knockoff. Obviously it's a Mega, so you can't knock off that item off. Goes for Giga Drain, predicting a Sludge Bomb, but Giga Drain comes through. Goes for Leech Seed to Leech Seed the Mega Aggron as it puts its own rocks up. Goes out and goes into his Garchomp as it goes for Earthquake. Gets a crit. So it's a good bring there because Mega Venusaur obviously can stall out that Mega Aggron for days. And if he's got Earthquake, can speed up the process of that. Especially cancelling out like the Iron Head damages or if he goes for Rock type move damage. So Garchomp goes for Swords Dance as it goes for Leech Seed. So Dragon's on the timer. So goes for Garchomp goes for Earthquake. He just sacks off Mega Venusaur. Knows it's Leech Seeded. It can't stay around for long. Goes into Garchomp. Goes for High Jump Kick. Goodbye. Rough Skin. Goodbye. Garchomp is gone. Me and Xiao's putting in the finest of work in this game. It really is. Go down to Salamence versus the Azumarill. Getting Intimidate drop off. Play rough. Knocks it out. Maybe it's thinking, oh, it's gonna predict me to go into Entei or Primarina, so I'm not going to go for a Fairy type move. I'll go for a Water type move. That's my only logic that he would go out into Salamence versus Azumarill. Maybe get the Intimidate drop off, so we could go out into another play. That would have been, I think that play's kind of worked. I see where he's coming from with that play. Going into Salamence to get the Intimidate drop on it, sacking it off because obviously Salamence does not do well against Aggron or Azumarill. But it could have done work against the Staraptor, but Entei and Primarina could probably deal with the Staraptor. So getting this to the -1 probably could play in the long run. So out comes then Aggron versus the Primarina. Goes for Moonblast. Does about a little bit of damage. Goes for Surf. Knocks this thing out. Out comes the Staraptor. Getting Intimidate drop on the Primarina as it goes out into Entei. Gets the pressure. Goes to Defog. Now, you rarely see a Staraptor with Defog. You really do. So it goes for Sacred Fire. It lives because obviously it's a bulky bird. Goes for Brave Bird with Bird, which does nothing. Does 25% to this Entei. Burn damage, recall damage. Goes for Extreme Speed. Down goes the Staraptor. Out comes Azumarill. Goes for Extreme Speed again. Does 31%. Goes for the Play Rough. Predicting him to switch out into his... predicting him to switch out, I guess. But goes for Play Rough. And there's the Poison Jab from that. And there it goes, the 2-0 victory. So Sugar Puff 6 Workers pick up a 2-0 victory there. I think they were towards the bottom of the table. And the Honolulu Luchas were around the same area. So I don't know if they're slowly dropping down and they're slowly moving up. I'll find out for sure when we look at the weekly table at the end of the video. But it's a good game by both teams. Obviously, Honolulu had a lot of setup on that team. They had Assault Vest and Necrozma. They had Swords Dance, Garchomp. They had Omni Boosting Porygon Z. Sugar Puff 6 Works had some good brings as well. They had, obviously, the Mega Venusaur just stalled out that Garchomp for days. Can stall out the Mega Aggron for days as well. Salamence shut down the Azumarill potentially from sweeping late game. Because if it got like -1, it could know, alright, I'm going to live a hit at -1 with Primarina, or with Primarina. So I'll just go out and just Moonblast it, and bish bash bosh. Everything's a Gucci. So yeah, it was a good game by both teams there. So yeah, me and Xiao was MVP in that game, getting 3 kills. Me and Xiao. Another member of the bunch of cabbages in PIDA. Good mon. Absolutely fantastic mon. Love using it. I think it's my only mon that's in positive differential. Because that season, our season's going so bad in PIDA. It really is. It's just going terrible. So, yeah. Champion. Right. Game number 6/3. Where we have the Victoria Victinis, coached by Devil. One of the admins around here in PIDA. Versus the Boston Cyndaquils, coached by Dylan. Obviously, the Victoria Victinis are a triple weather team. They've brought Megazard Y, Miss Magius, Hitmonlee, Pelipper, Venusaur, and Exploud. Obviously, he's got Zard Y and Venusaur with Chlorophyll. He's got Pelipper and he's got Rain for possibly Thunder, Miss Magius. That's the only benefit of Rain I can, or Thunder on his Exploud, if he's got Surf on his Exploud. Or he's just brought Pelipper because Pelipper's got a good matchup against the Mega Gallade. I don't know. I honestly don't know why Pelipper's here, but Pelipper is here. Obviously, Hitmonlee is just fast, amazing. When I used it in LTC, it's a monster. Season 1, that is Season 1. LTC Season 1. There might be Season 2 coming soon, depending on what. There might be. Shh. But anyway, obviously, Exploud is a versatile, very good special one. It's slow, but it still hits like a truck. If the Trick Room team, but it's not going to be Trick Room team, is it? So you don't know. And then for the other team, it's got Landorus Furion, which is OU as hell. It gets rocks up, can deal damage to the likes of the Pelipper with Stone Edge. With the Charizard with Stone Edge, it can do knockoffs, it can do earthquakes, it can do stealth rocks. Obviously, stealth rocks can shut down the Zardway and the Pelipper. So good bring there. Kartana. Now, Kartana's amazing. I've used it before in UCC, way back in early channel days UCC. And if the likes of the Charizard Y are gone bye-bye, and the Exploud, in case it's got Flamethrower, no, just Charizard Y, because Exploud's not going to outspeed it anytime in the end of the week. So, if the Hitmonlee is not unburden boosted and Charizard Y is dead, Kartana can just put in work. It can just put in the work. It really can. So, the Victoria team need to watch out for that. He's got Incineroar, so he's got double Intimidate on his team, which will affect his only physical attacker in Hitmonlee. Yeah! Yeah! It's only physical attackers Hitmonlee and he's got double Intimidate. Mad. Hitmonlee's dealt with, okay? Hitmonlee's dealt with. It really is. We've got Mega Gallade as well to deal with the likes of the Hitmonlee, the Venusaur, the Exploud. Mega Gallade has been putting in work in UCC. So I'd imagine it putting in work here as well. Obviously, Reuniclus is my boy Jellybeans. Since we've been giving it in UCC, it's been putting the absolute finest of work. And I really want, I've just loved using it. I really have. I don't know what about it. It's not a mod I usually use. I usually go, right, you fast? Have you got a good attack stat? Have you got a good special attack stat? Yep, just go for it. Reuniclus is none of these things. It's like, I'm going to sit here and tank your hits and settle with calm minds and just go, psychic, recover, psychic, recover. It's not a Devious Ditto mon, but it's just doing amazingly. I love it. I love Jellybeans. Enough of me about Jellybeans. No, Jellybeans can put in the work, especially against Venusaur, especially against Hitmonlee. Unless he's got knockoff. But even then, if it's bold and does knockoff, it'll probably do about, like, what, 30%. You may lose your leftovers, but you can kill it with a Psychic easily. Even though the hit ones have got ridiculously high special defense. If you're at +1, if he knocks you off, you calm mind and get to +1/+1. And then he goes for, like, I don't know, goes for knockoff again, which won't do as much damage this time because you don't have an item anymore. And keeps you down to like 50%. You click Psychic. And then you kill it. And then you can just recover the next turn because you know, unless Miss Magus comes in, you can never hit. And then you can just go, recover. And then you just keep going. Just Uniclus, you can go. Let me recover and hit you. Let me recover and hit you. Let me recover and hit you. That's what Uniclus does. Why am I talking about Uniclus so much? I don't know. Stop it. Right. Anyway, last one's Dragalge. Dragalge can just put in the work. Right. Enough of me rambling on. Right. Let's go. Right. Game number 6. Pelipper's on Nigel versus Incineroar. Now, just a awful matchup. Goes for Tailwind. Why would the Incineroar stay in? I'm confused and perplexed. Why would you stay in against the Pelipper? It could just scold in the rain and just go, goodbye. You are disappeared, unless you're an Assault Vest one. You're just gone. Vamoose. So you just U-turn out. And allowing the Victoria team to get Tailwind up, which is going to be... Out comes my boy Uniclus. There's the boy. Hurricane. Does literally nothing. Gets a confusion and hits itself. Goes out Incineroar to get it to minus... See, there's the Scald. Does 52%. Goes down to Dragalge. Goes for Scald. Does not a lot of damage. Wasted all those Tailwind turns for nothing, because it outsped anything anyway. Goes for Thunderbolt and Dragalge. Bish Bash Bosh. Down goes the Pelipper. And there goes the rain. Out comes the X-Cloud versus the Kartana. Goes for Boom Burst. This is... That's the power of X-Cloud. That is the power of X-Cloud. Boom Burst just goes... Goodbye. Bye. I know it's resisted. I know it's resisted, but Kartana had like 12 special defense. At least it has 12 special defense. So any special hit it hits it with just goes, oh, that's doing a lot of damage. That's a resist hit on a steel type. It is how bad Kartana's special defense is. But knock off on the Kartana, outspeed it. So knock off its Heat Rock, goes the same day. And I'm thinking, right, Heat Rock X-Cloud. I know I've brought Damp Rock Weezing before, but Weezing's a bulky boy. So he can do that. X-Cloud is not a bulky boy. You just see that he's Boom Burst. I've learned so much in this video. I really have. I've learned that Diamond Storm's a physical attack. I've learned that you can use Sunny Day X-Clouds and do something with that. So he's done that. There's a knockoff, doesn't kill, because he now does not have an item on him. And down goes the Kartana. Out comes Mega Gallade. He goes for Fire Punch, which is very detrimental because now it's in the sun. But he goes for the Grass type Z Celebrate. And then I realised, when does Venusaur get Z Celebrate? I'm thinking, right, okay. I thought it was just the EVs and Victini and all those kind of mons that got it. But no. Venusaur gets it as well. And now I'm thinking, okay. It's a good thing that you can't Z-Celebrate and then Mega Evolve. Because that's impossible. If that was a thing and Mega Venusaur got +1 in every stat, I'd be like, oh my god, that's so disgusting. So disgusting. It was one of yours. Right. Anyway, so Z-Celebrate on the Venusaur versus the Incineroar. Goes for Sludge Bomb. Lives because it's obviously the Assault Vest set. Goes for Flame Charge, which is 50% in the sun to a mega. I keep saying mega. A regular Venusaur. Goes for Sludge Bomb. Goodbye. Down goes the Incineroar versus the Venusaur. Goes for Giga Drain. Gallade's got stupid high special defense, so goes for Fire Punch. Knowing that obviously the Giga goes to kill. Sludge Bomb does enough, kills the Dragalge. Venusaur just ricking up the kills right now. Out comes Uniclus. Giga Drain is what Uniclus does. It'll come in and just go bop. Doesn't kill it because it's obviously got a +1 in special defense, but there's the Sludge Bomb. Just lives it. There's the poison. Goes for Trick Room, revealing it's not Magic Guard, it's Regenerator. So he Psychics the Frogger. Down goes Frogger. And it's at 4% now. Out comes Hermione. Goes for Psychic just to get tip on it before it kills the Reuniclus, because Reuniclus is pretty much dead. If it was Regenerate, you could have saved that. You really could have done. But goes out into Landorus, goes for Stealth Rocks. There's Memento to sack it off as Landorus, so Hitmonlee can come in. Wait, goes for Curse. That's an interesting set. That's a very interesting set, because you curse up. Instead of going for normal gem fake out and just going, right, there we go, champion. I'm going to curse with my Hitmonlee. Get the Power Herb so I get my speed back up to plus. So it's basically a +1/+1 attack, +1 defense. I've now got an Unburden boost. So I'm now twice as fast as I was before. I'm hitting harder than I was before, and I can take a physical hit just like I was before. Writing down notes. Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee curse. Memento. Writing it down. Writing down the notes. I'm using that. I'm using that set. Anyway. Landorus is at now -1/-1. U-turns out. It goes into his Mega Blade. Now. Hitmonlee. Outspeeds this thing. Goes to Landorus to get the attack jump off. Goes for Poison Jab. Does absolutely 0 to Landorus. Goes for Knockoff. Knocks off the Weakness Policy. Goes for Stone Edge. Does nothing. Goes for Curse again, because it knows it outspeeds it anyway. Goes for U-turn. Eating up that hit. Goes down to Mega Blade. Goes to Landorus to make it back down to neutral. Close combat. Lives on 3%. 3%. Goes for close combat again. Down goes the Landorus. Now it's at -5. Goes for close combat. Knocks this thing out. And that's GG to the Jumpman and GG to Victoria Victinis, who pick up one of these and are literally pushing for those green spots with JJ right now for the final playoff position before, obviously, playoffs in week 16 of PIDA. Now, MVP in that game was definitely your boy Hitmonlee and Venusaur, because Hitmonlee swooped up the end with the Curse White Herb strats. Absolutely fantastic set. I've praised it enough. Venusaur Z Celebrate, that was also a great set. So, well done to Victoria Victinis. Well done. So yeah, rocking out. Yeah. So we move on to what is game number 7, and the last game we'll be covering in today's episode. Now I'll explain why game 8 after this, but in our last game, we're covering in this episode with an actual battle. We have the Wellington Ho-Ohs, coached by Stumpy, versus the Boston Typhlosions, coached by David. And the Boston Typhlosions are brought Crawdaunt, Tapu Koko, Nihilego, Starmie, Jirachi, and Tangrowth. Whereas the Wellington Ho-Oh have brought Tyranitar, Mega Charizard X, Rotom-Wash, Whimsicott, Donphan, and Celesteela. Now, right, Crawdaunt can put in the work against Tyranitar, Megazord X, Donphan, all of these mods. So Crawdaunt can potentially sweep if... Sweet late game, good matchup in this game. Tapu Koko, only thing is will buy pretty much Donphan and Whimsicott. Can do it in the work. Nihilego, Rock, Charizard does not appreciate. Poison, Whimsicott does not appreciate. Can put in the work. Starmie, Water, Charizard, Tyranitar, Donphan. Water is not very great. Water is a good matchup versus the Wellington Ho-Ohs in this matchup. So he bought 2 water types which you can put in the work. Jirachi, once Zard is down, can potentially put in the work. And Donphan, obviously. Tangrowth, Rotom-Wash and Donphan. Easy. The only problem is Celesteela and counters on the Boston Typhlosion team are pretty much Tapu Koko. And that's it. So if Tapu Koko goes down before Celesteela, things could be looking a bit mad. So, yeah. Obviously, Tyranitar likes to bring a Salt Vest set. Could be a Z move set. Could be a just Stealth Rock set. Could be any set. So Tyranitar is a bulky boy. Megazord X. Once Coco and the water types are down, and then to be honest, Charizard X has not got the great matchup in this because he's got 2 water types, a rock type, and a fairy type. So it's not the best matchup for Megazord X. Rotom Wash, I know it's Renton Hero's boy, but once Tangrowth can just wall it. This is rocking like Signal Beam or something. Tangrowth can just wall it. So, yeah, obviously Donphan can be rocks, Celesteela can be rocks, Whimsicott can be Defog, Prankster, Tailwind, Shenanigans, whatever. Rotom Wash can be bulky Will-O-Wisp or just go, haha, I'm Choice Scar, let me hit with a Hydro Pump. And then Charizard X obviously can be Z Dragon Dance. Z Dragon Dance, just Dragon Dance in general. So let's jump to his last game and see how this one turns out. So out comes the Jirachi versus the Whimsicott. Whimsicott U turns out revealing a Life Orb. So Life Orb Whimsicott. I'm not talking about Life Orb Whimsicott saying it's a bad set because I brought Choice Spec to Whimsicott before. So I'm not saying anything. I'm not. I just didn't. But out comes the Celesteela as the Jirachi goes for Magic Coat, predicting rocks, obviously. But it doesn't do that. So it goes for your Totemize, and Celesteela is now speedy yet nimble. Goes for the Earthquake, does about a third to Jirachi as it U-turns out into a Tapo Gogo. Late Train comes up. It goes for the Earthquake. Lives on, does 2/3 of this thing. Volt switches out. Lives, activates the weakness policy, and this Celesteela is now on +2 speed, +2 attack, +2 special attack, and is nimble, but it's on 10% hit points. And there's a Crawdon on the screen, which is Aqua Jet. And I know Celesteela is bulky, but it's an adaptability Crawdon with Aqua Jet. I know it's resisted. I don't think it's resisted. It's the other way around, isn't it? Never mind, it doesn't matter. But it's going to kill. So you go down to Rotom Wash. Bring the Aqua Jet, which it does go for, which is 12%. It's Life Orb, so it was going to kill every single day of the week. So out comes Jirachi, as he goes for Defog. Get rid of those rocks, so Celesteela can live another day if he wants to. So Jirachi puts back the Stealth Rocks up as it goes for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting the Crawdon, no, the Tangrowth to come in and just burn that thing. But he doesn't. So U-turns out with Jirachi. Out into Starmie, as he goes for the Hydro Pump. There's nothing to Starmie, because obviously resisted. And Starmie goes for Light Screen. Light Screen up, it's a good play. Out comes Sticky Sheep. Goes for the U-turn. Starmie lives that. Out comes Celesteela to sack it off. As he goes for Toxic. Out comes Whimsicott. So there's a bulky Starmie. Goes for U-turn. And Starmie dies to a Whimsicott using U-turn with Life Orb. It took about, 3 or 4 it took about 2. Was it 2 U-turns? Yeah, 2 U-turns and a Volt Switch to kill it. Excellent. All the switching the by the way, in Hero here. Switch that back into Rotom Wash. Light Screen is still up. Out comes the Tangrowth. Goes for the Defog to get rid of the screens and the rocks. I always forget that Defog gets rid of screens as well, so I always forget that. I should really remember that because that's a good thing to remember. That's obviously a good thing to remember because you don't have to brick break it. You can just defog it away. Just go, right, I'm going to defog your screens away. If you want to put screens up against me, if you are an Alolan Ninetales and putting a Royvales up, I'm just going to defog. Goodbye, Royval. Goodbye. I'll just defog it away. So yeah, Tango's down behind the sub though, however. Volt switches out, doesn't break the sub. Out comes Whimsicott, predicting like Elite Seed or something, goes for Giga Drain. Still doesn't do that much of damage, goes for the Moonblast, breaks the sub, the Life Orb, goes for Giga Drain, doesn't have to kill it, and Whimsicott goes down, and out comes the Charizard X, or said Y, but out comes Charizard X as it goes for Dragon Claw against the Heligo, leaves it on like 30%. Oof. Does a lot of damage. Charizard X does a lot of damage. So out comes the Tyranitar versus the Heligo, predicting a Rock type move. Goes for the Grass Knot, which is a very bold play because if he stayed in, that would have been disastrous. But goes for the Crunch, picks up the kill. Out comes Crawdon. Comes out Tangrowth, predicting him to go straight out into his Rotom Wash. If he doesn't, he just goes for Stone Edge anyway. Goes for the Ice Punch. Tangrowth eats those for days because Tangrowth's a bulky boy. Goes to sub from the Tangrowth. It gets buffeted by the Sandstorm. Ice Punch breaks the sub. Goes for the Earthquake. Lives on 4%. Which is very unfortunate. I don't know if that was a roll or anything, but goes for the Crunch on Jirachi. Burns Jirachi. Does a solid amount of damage. Rocks it back up to shut down the Charizard when it comes in next. And Tyranitar just sacks. So David sacks off his Jirachi against the Tyranitar to make sure he can Dragon Dance up with his Crawdon, predicting him to switch out. Doesn't, or knows he can land a Stone Edge, goes for knockoff just in case. Knocks off the Assault Vest, and with being Life Orbed as well, knocks that thing off, knocks out Rotom Wash. Crawdon gets another kill. Out comes the Donphan, probably going to Ice Shard right now, which it does. I called out. I'm getting good at this. Ice Shard knocks out the Crawdon. Out comes Tapu Koko. Out comes Tangrowth as he goes for the Ice Shard again. To 22% this time. Does it again. To 22%. Lives on that. Goes for Endeavour. Brings down to 2%. Now I'm thinking, right. Why didn't you Earthquake? I'm thinking, why no Earthquake? Because that, or what's against Tangrowth? No, this is what I'm thinking. Why did Tangrowth not go for Giga Drain and kill it? Giga Drain was obviously going to kill it, surely. Or am I underestimating Tangrowth? I'm probably underestimating Tangrowth, but it's the if it works off, it works off. But it doesn't, because it goes to Ice Shard and Tangrowth just dies to the effect. Clap my hands, doesn't clap my hands. That was a good game by both teams there. Endeavour, I don't know why Endeavour, when he knew that Donphan had Ice Shard, because Tapu Koko would have come in and went, oh, you're on 2% now. I can outspeed you on your other Mon. So I'm just going to click Dazzling Gleam or Grass or whatever, probably Dazzling Gleam, and knock out this thing. And Charizard X is on like not a lot of health points left. Rocks are up. It's going to be chip damage. Chip and Dazzling Gleam will kill that thing. Hands down. GG. I win. Pick up one of these. Well, hey, champion. But Ice Shard. Yeah. If you were at higher health, he lives in Ice Shard, I would respect that play. But he wasn't, so it didn't pay off. I'm very unfortunate. So Wenhurl are still up there in the top. David is like mid-table, about 6th, 7th place with the Boston Typhlosions. But obviously, he took over a team this season, so we can't judge any of the newbies because they didn't actually draft their teams. But next season we will. So fingers crossed next season will just be good as this season, because I know this is week 9, but season 2 is like literally a month away. It's literally a month away. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, game number 7, GG to the Wendoros. Now, game number 8. Well, Power Squad played New Haven Nut. Quinnipiac Quillfish versus the Power Squad. And Power Squad won 6-0 with a Snorlax sweep. Now, replay was lost. It just didn't get saved. Everyone after the battle didn't flip the replay. I'm thinking, okay. Do any of you remember the MVP kills? Who killed what? What happened? What happened? GG. They told me the results. The results on paper. Snorlax got a 6-0 sweep. Got did the maths? Yep, that works. Yep, totally. So the MVP, obviously, if you're watching PIDA, you probably know this, but I'll just go over it again anyway. Stats are very important on Mons in this league, because if a Mon does well, it gets promoted a tier for next season, and if it does terribly, it goes down a tier. So it's like promotion and relegation with the tiers as well as the coaches. So those stats are crucial. So being a 6 there, it was easy to calculate, because all of the New Haven Nuts team who they brought just got 0-1, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1. It was mainly the Power Squad team, because their 6-0 could have been spread around everything, but wasn't just all on Snorlax. So, yeah. So, that's what happened in that game. Now, we look at the table, and it's very, 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 very close at the top of the table, because obviously Black Sea Curums are running up the league with 24 points, 19 differential. Just behind them are the Sinnoh Starlights and the Wellington Ho-Oh with 21 points between them, with the Sinnoh Starlights having a major differential advantage against the Sinnoh Starlights. And then we have For the 4th place spot, it's very close because the Pure Patriots are on 18 points, the Victoria Vikings are on 18 points, but the Power Squad, the Boston Typhoons, and the Ottawa Garchomps are all on 15. So next week, any of those teams could potentially jump back up into 4th spot because obviously, well, not the Ottawa Garchomps because of the differential, but you don't know. They could be like, right, the teams on 15 are going to win, the ones on 18 are going to lose. So everyone's on 18 next week, and I'll be even. I'll be like, yay, champion. At the bottom table, we have the Holly Holuchas, the Boston City Claws, the Sydney Shamans, and the Sugar Puff City Twerk Scissors, all on 12 points, fighting. They're just in touch. If they win, if they get a few wins going, they'll climb away from the bottom of the zone, obviously. But then all these coaches need to win because if they start dropping into the orange zone, things could be looking bad. And obviously, Sugar Puff City Twerk Scissors are in that top orange zone in the reverse playoffs. New England Blizzards are rocking in the 13th position with 9 points, so a win could do that. If they start, if the Hungry Big Boys or the new coach who replaces the Green and Guzzlords or New Haven Nuts start picking up some W's, things could be different. Things could be different. So yeah, that is my analysis of week 9. It's still 50 minutes long, and we've only had half the battles, so I've been obviously rambling on a lot. If you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button down below. Be subscribed if you're not already because we hit 100 subscribers about in November. It's now January and we've gained like 3 or 4 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, that would be much, much appreciated because the goal for this year is to reach 250 by Christmas. That's the goal. I hope everyone out there to support can help me achieve that because I mean much, much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Also, leave comments about ways I could like improve this series and whatnot, because I always accept criticism, constructive criticism. So let me know any improvements I can make to these weekly shows down in the description down below, because you guys seem to love these. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.